Today I want to talk about the most boring camera accessory out there. Speedlights, flashes. There's light. Nobody cares. Nobody cares what kind of light you got on top of your camera. It's not like a big lens with like, ooh, what do you got there? Or a carbon fiber tripod. Nobody cares. This is a flash. Welcome to the channel. My name is Charles Wollertz. This is Wollertz Photography, and here we like to talk about all things photography, usually with a little bit of stock photography in mind, because I think it is a great way to practice and learn. Now, let's get on with the flashes. Are these really necessary? You have control over light. They're portable. Look at this size. You can take them anywhere. It's consistent lighting. Once you dial it in, you can do 100, 300 photos with consistent lighting. Good light, less ISO, good light, more clarity, more texture, more contrast on your photos. They can freeze motion. You can get images at up to like a 20,000th of a second. You can use them to fill light outdoors. You can use a whole bunch of accessories like this globe here, the diffuser I'm using up there that you can't see. There's barn doors, there's little diffusers, there's like this one or better ones. There's shadow makers, like all kinds of accessories you could use with speedlights. And for a more complicated setup, you could use multiple lights at a fraction of the cost. So yes, I highly recommend speedlights, flashes. This is something that took my photography to another level. This is the only new one, but most of these are very old. I bought them over 10 years ago, 12 years ago. This one I paid $100. This one I paid like $750. What is the difference? Why is there such a big gap in the price? And that's features. It's all to do with the features. Now, when I bought them, I didn't know. I just thought that, you know, a Canon light would be better with the Canon camera. So I went all out and I purchased these 3 Canon flashes that today they don't even exist anymore. But I broke this one and I replaced it with a $100 newer flash. And guess what? I got the same results. It did the job I needed to do, so you don't need to break the bank to get a good flash. What you do need to do is understand the features so that they match your photography style and you can get the most out of it. So what is the big difference between these two? So like I said before, they're features. This is a completely manual flash. It doesn't have ETTL. ETTL is through the lens. So you put it on your camera, it measures your distance, the power, your aperture, it knows how wide or your zoom range, it knows everything. So ETTL is automatic. I had no problem using it manually. It worked out for me. So I could have saved. I could have bought 7 for the price of 1. Another feature that this one has that's better than this one is the recycle speed. Recycle speed means when you flash, it takes a second or 3 to be ready to flash again. Now, this one's way faster. The modern version of this does it in under a second. That would be the Canon EL1, I think it is, and it's over $1,000. This one does it in like a second and a half or 2 seconds. So does this one. So you see, it's not really that big of a difference, and I never use them at 100%. So the recycle speed was not a big deal for me. Okay, the next feature is HSS, high speed sync. Most speedlights flashes have a synchronization speed of like 200th of a second, maybe a little less, maybe a little more. That means that when you put it on your camera, it's gonna limit your shutter speed to 200th of a second, unless you have high speed sync. Now it can synchronize to speeds up to 1,000 or 2,000 of a second, sometimes even more. This means that when you take a photo, if you don't have high speed sync, it's gonna leave a black bar underneath if you're not at 200 or under of a second. If you use the flash remotely with a trigger and your camera set to more than 200 of a second, and your flash only synchronizes at 200, you're gonna see a black bar. So whether it's on camera or off camera, you're gonna have that bar. Usually when it's on camera, you're not gonna have the option, it's gonna limit your shutter speed. But when you use a trigger and go outside of camera, you'll have some issues there. Easy, don't shoot at more than 200th of a second. When I'm doing studio work, I don't have to. Now, you'll also notice that a lot of these flashes have, when they advertise, they said that they can shoot from like 1/180th of a second to 1/20,000th of a second. That's not to be confused with the high-speed sync. That means that when you have the flash at full power, that flash is gonna last 1/180th of a second. When it's at the lowest power, it's gonna last 1/20,000th of a second. That's the case of this one, the Z2, the newer Z2. This one I can't remember, and like I said, they're old, so I couldn't find all the features. Now, this one and this one, this is the old Canon 600 EXRT. Like I said, they don't make it anymore. This is the newer Z2. Both of these have 2.4G wireless connectivity thing. So if you have a wireless transmitter, you can flash these at a distance. This one doesn't have that. These don't have that. These do. Now these are master flashes. They could trigger other flashes as well. So, you know, you could do a multiple setup of multiple flashes, which I actually never had a need for it. So I spent $700 and I didn't need that. This one that's $250 from Neewer, $260, it has most of those abilities as well. So what do you need in a flash? Do you need multiple groups set up where you can flash these front and back and rear? This can get really complicated. Speed lights are a great way to learn photography. You don't have to break the bank. There's options like this for $100 that give you what this or this gives you as well. One thing that none of these have that this one does is a modeling light, and that's a feature I highly recommend. If you're just getting started into flashes, try to find something that has a modeling light. This is the Neewer Z2. And it has 2 lights. So you see that one there? That'll help you focus. Usually when you're using a speed light, you want your room to be dark. This is because you don't want outside light to interfere with your light. So by having a modeling light here, it's gonna help you focus on your subject. This one has 2. So if I switch it to push and hold and switch to the other one that's now up here, now I can see where the shadows are gonna be. And now this doesn't only have a modeling light, it's a dimmable light with 10 times the light. So I can see the shadow, the light. It gives me an idea where the light's gonna fall. That's one of the hardest things when we're talking about flashes, which I can't understand why these never had that. Now they do. And then the other thing is your battery. Most of these flashes here are AA batteries. So little dinky AA's. They run fast. I used to go through batteries like crazy. Now they have way more powerful batteries that last a lot longer, and you can get a lot more flashes from a single charge. Like it's the case with this one. Like I said, this is a Neewer Z2, and that is the battery pack. So it's a much larger battery, and you can get a lot more life out of your flash. Okay, what else? I actually wrote a list of bullet points because I am horrible when it comes to this. This is the 3rd time I'm filming this video because the first 2 times it was over 45 minutes long. And I want to keep it short, just like an introduction to speed lights and flashes because they're really important. Nobody cares. It's a light. It's a flash. You don't have to break the bank to get good quality light if that's not what your setup needs. Is it necessary? Yes, absolutely. I think everybody should use some of these. I use them commercially. When I shoot food for restaurants, I have a 3-light setup. So whether I use a dome, a globe like this to illuminate everything, and then 2 other ones to give me highlights and a backlight, or whether I use a soft diffuser from the top, and then another one from the side, or a back one, or one low-power non-diffuse, just to give me a little bit of a catch light on the subject. I use these things often, especially when I'm doing, like I said, the studio work, commercial work. If I shoot portraits outdoors, something like this, just to fill in light and give me the catch light in the eye, that works great as well. They all support accessories. I can mount it here using what's called an S-clamp, something like this. That goes on the light mount, and then the flash, you just press it down here. Perfect. Now, like I said before, there's different ways to trigger these, and the master flash will trigger the slave flashes. I never did that. I bought these. These are extremely cheap. I paid like 20 bucks, and they're a trigger receiver, transmitter receiver. This goes on your camera. When you push the button, it triggers the flash. It just, again, for 20 bucks, you have a cool setup. Most of them come with this little light stand, a little stand. You can put this on your tripod mount, and you fire it remotely without having to have a diffuser. The light straight from the flash is a little bit harsher, but if you're bouncing it off the ceiling or off the wall, it's gonna be great. I don't know if you've seen people, most people that use a flash are flashing it up like this, and that's because it's gonna bounce off the ceiling on camera, and it's gonna give you an evenly lit surface. If you have stands like this, you can put them against the wall, and now it's gonna look a lot more natural. You can set up 2 or 3. In this case, I could set up 3 flashes on different walls, and when I trigger the camera, it's gonna illuminate from this perspective, just like that light is at my level, and this light here is at my level. So it's gonna give me a much better quality of light. So literally, it's all in the features. You don't have to break the bank. If you need high-speed sync, if you need all of that stuff, then now you know you have to spend a little bit more. If you want the ETTL feature that's through the lens where your camera reads everything and the flash is now on automatic, then you know you need to spend a little bit more to get that. Things like rear curtain sync, front curtain sync. I don't know if I explained that. When you get the black bar, that's the curtain of your shutter. It opens and allows light to come through the shutter, but it's moving up and down. So when you block it, you'll see that line, and that's your curtain. If you use a slow shutter speed, let's say at 1 second, and you use front curtain sync, that means that your flash is going to flash when it's just starting here. When it gets to the bottom, you're gonna get blur. So you're gonna freeze action and then get blur. Or rear curtain sync, that means that you're gonna go like that, and when the rear curtain comes down to the bottom of your screen, that's when your flash is going to go off and freeze that action. So you get blur and then frozen. So this could be incredible for creativity. When you're doing photo shoots commercially, you don't have to break the bank. For the price of this, 750 bucks, I could have bought 7 of these and 2 of these sets of triggers, which means I could have all 6 flashes in a backup and 1 trigger for all of them. That's a little bit overkill for what I do. I usually only use 3, but you can see how this could be useful in many situations. Now, you might have noticed that the video said here or up there somewhere that this was sponsored or paid promotion or something. The reason I'm making this flash video, this introduction to speedlights, is because Neewer is giving this, the Z2, to the winner of the first Wollertz Photography competition that we do here in the channel. This was the first one. This is the first prize. There's incredible prizes coming soon. Every month, the first Sunday of every month, we're gonna announce a new theme, a new title, a new subject, and there's awesome prizes from Neewer. Like I said, this is the first one, and today is the last day to vote. So if you haven't voted yet, please go on and vote for your favorite images. I do have affiliate links in the video description. If you're interested in a flash, Neewer has incredible deals right now. They have discounts and sales on their website, and I have a referral link down below. You can get something for $100 that has most of these features that are really gonna help your photography. There's other brands out there that have similar price points, but don't have all the features. So choose wisely. All right, that's it, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and hit that bell so you can get notified the next time there's a photography competition. It's always the first Sunday of the month, but that little reminder can help you win. Bye.